Not waiting for you. In fact, in Parliament, the processes and the hearings have started. Obviously, to hear some of your colleagues, including yourself, who've not been present in the House for some time now. Are you willing to appear before the committee? Are you willing to return and appear?
Definitely, I will return. As you know, my son has been unwell, and that is why I had to come here to the United States to, be the mother and the best mother that I could be. And I'm still here, making sure that all that is settled with my son and all the authorities and the school, and it's still ongoing. I've been a deputy leader of Ghana's parliament, and I know the rules, and I know that the Privileges Committee wants me to be in parliament. But as we speak, I don't know that I've been invited. I have to be served, and I'm not aware that any such thing has been given to me. I'm just hearing it from you.
So all throughout the process, when it was announced even by the speaker that you'd be facing the committee, no official document has come to, not even your office in Ghana, communicating that to you officially?
No.
So this would then mean that you will not be appearing before the committee?
As you can see, I'm here in the United States, and I don't know that I was supposed to. I mean, if the speaker says that you've been referred, the committee has to sit and have its own modalities of how we're going to appear, when and how, the dates, what information they're requiring, and I don't think I have all that information as we speak right now.
And that's really surprising, because just a few minutes ago, we heard from Ricky Tegan, one of the members of the committee, stating that your schedule is next. So how come you've not been communicated to? Because he's quite sure that at least you are well informed about what the processes are.
I understand that you guys wanted to talk to me about it, and that's why I showed up right now.
Well, let's talk about this. Beyond the committee as well, we know certainly that you're a member of Parliament. So Parliament is back from recess, and there are concerns as to whether or not you would return and continue to function as a member of Parliament. Are you going to do that? Because aside the committee requirements, you are also a member of Parliament, and you've been elected by your constituents, but you're not showing up in Parliament. So Parliament is back. Will you be returning?
I will be returning, definitely, to serve my people. I lead and serve the people of Domi-Kwabinya. And I've done that for the past 12 years, and I know exactly what my responsibilities are. And I'm definitely going to do that. But as you know, my son is unwell, and he has to transition to school. And as a mother, I have to ensure that all that is settled before I can resume my duties. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
So going by what you're telling me now, it's practically impossible that we may even see you by the end of the month.
With God, everything is possible. We've been praying. I've been doing a lot to support my children, which I'm required to do by law. And as you know, they're in a foreign land, and I have to comply with whatever I'm directed to. And until all that is sorted out, I have to do what I have to do, and then I'll return to my duties.
So we have to rule out. We have to rule out next week. So we have to rule out next week. You may not return next week.
If I'm served and I look at the condition and the circumstances right here, and I'm able to, why not? But I've not been served earlier. I told you that.
So let's go into the conversation.
And I know the rules.
Right.
And I've been a practicing lawyer for 18 years, and I don't have to be served through JoyNews, and I don't have to be served through a third party. And as we speak now, I don't think I've received any such communication or service from Parliament, and that's why I'm still here.
But this controversy goes beyond your absence in Parliament. In fact, there's a lot of reaction from even party members. You're a member of the New Patriotic Party. A lot has happened, and I'm sure that you've been monitoring all of the developments as well. But here's the opportunity for us to know your side of the story. We've heard from your party, we've heard from your colleagues in parliament as well. What's the Adwoa Safo story?
The Adwoa Safo story is exactly what I've told you about. And that's what communication I have sent to His Excellency the President, and he's very much aware of what is happening to me and my family. And that's what I expect every Ghanaian to understand, that I am not intentionally abandoning my duties and my responsibilities. I have served the people of Ghana for 12 years. I entered politics when I was young, and I have done it. And there has not been any past record of me absenting myself like this. That should tell people that there's really something that ought to be done with family. And I know that you will put family first. So they should all start praying and keep praying for us. And I know with God, everything is possible, and we're going to pull through it.
I mean, everybody obviously would put family first, but that wasn't the narrative. Even from the likes of Kennedy Japan, who we understand is very close to you, these are persons who went out publicly to state that it appears you were intentionally refusing to show up in parliament. In fact, they go on to give some chilling accounts of how, for instance, the chief of staff came to your office or your house just to personally plead with you to support your party. Why did you give up on the NPP?
I haven't given up on my party. I am still very loyal and committed to the party and to His Excellency the President. And I have had a record of the 2012 election petition from Domi Fabinya. That is what landed all of us in power today. And I will be the last person to put that fight, that courage, and that record that I fought for into disrepute at this time. So I'm not going to respond to third parties, what they think and what their opinions are, but I want everybody to listen to me. And what I'm saying is that I am still committed to the party. I'm still committed to the government, and I'm still committed to His Excellency the President and his family.
I mean, you are a politician, so you understand the importance of public opinion, the opinion of the delegates. In fact, your constituents also matter. So your narrative is also crucial. We've heard, for instance, that arrangements were made to you in the wake of the consideration of the e-levy, for instance, for you to appear in parliament. Some tickets were flown out to you just to try as much as possible to get you to add to the numbers. You didn't, of course, listen to the leadership of your party, and they're beginning to get worried.
I debunk all that allegations, and they say silence is golden, because when people throwing stuff at you that are not true and you respond immediately, you don't make sense to the people. And that is why I've kept quiet all these days and months, listening to what everybody got to say. But what I know and what I'm telling the people of Ghana is that I had issues with family that I had to take care of. And that's exactly why I had to stay back. And when I had to come, I did come. And when it was out of my hands that I couldn't do anything about it, I couldn't make it. And that's what it is.
You're talking about the fact that the president is well aware of your condition. Is that possibly why he's keeping you at post as gender minister? Some have argued that by now you should have lost your job.
That is their opinion. The prerogative lies in the president, and he knows exactly what I am capable of doing, what I've done for the party, what I've done for parliament, and he knows that I won't intentionally abandon my duties if I had no just reasons, and he won't allow me to stay for the family if he didn't know exactly what was happening.
So what do you suspect then could be the motive of, for instance, very high-profile persons within the NPP? For instance, you have the general secretary of your political party, for instance, coming out publicly to say the NPP was considering at some point relieving you of the party ticket and declaring your seat vacant. You've heard John Boydu say some of these words. How does that come to you, and what do you believe may be the motive of your general secretary?
I cannot speak to people's motive. What I can speak to is what I know. And what I know is I have been on the party's ticket for the people of Dominicana, and I have given the highest votes to the party. And I'm the first woman to lead, and I have led, and my words and my footprints are there for everybody to see. And if I have to take time off at this crucial time, and I have done, I believe that the reasonable people would understand. And I believe he's reasonable as well.
And we know that definitely, as you're indicating to us, you will return. But then the question about resuming your role as gender minister. We know there's a caretaker minister as we speak, acting in your stead. Will you take up the post immediately you return? Or perhaps you are considering resigning from post?
That is what you're expecting, or that's what other people are expecting?
Well, it's all about you in the end, because you say the president is well aware. So what will you do?
Exactly.
Will you take up the post once you return?
And since I haven't resigned, it's implied that exactly what you're saying is the truth. When I touch down, I am going to do what I have to do as a minister, since I haven't been relieved of my post yet.
So why are you failing to give the people of Ghana and your constituents the exact date that you'll return to this country? A lot of people are anxious, waiting to see, well, she says she'll come back, but she's not showing up anytime soon. When is Sarah Adwoa Safo returning?
She's going to return when issues with family are well sorted out. And that is not something that I can predict. And that is not something that is within my power. And there is a lot within the United States that I don't want to share. And we're talking about a child, and we're talking about medical stuff. And I don't want to put it out there, because even if you ask for it from the authorities here, they're not going to give it to you. And I'm not going to give it out in public. So everything is going to work out, and I'm going to come back and take my position. So whatever anybody is saying, I think we're in a reorganization mood in the party. People have interest. People have motives. People have things that they want to do. But I don't want to be the center of that. And I'm concentrating on what I asked permission from the head of state, the commander-in-chief, and the president of the republic that I'm going to do is exactly what I'm doing.
And of course, I recall with joy when you came up on social media with your daughter, sending that Easter message out there. You stated categorically that you were the member of parliament for Dominicana. That's what you said. But you were silent on whether or not you're still the gender minister. Do you still consider yourself as gender minister of the Republic of Ghana?
That is so petty. I didn't even know that. Because, there's a difference in our, with government, the executive power and the parliamentary duty that I have. And at that time, I had sent out things that I had to send out to the religious leaders in my constituency. And so that video definitely was for the constituents. And so I restricted myself to the people of Dominicana. And as the president of the republic, he will wish the whole country. So that's the difference. And that's the reason why you didn't hear me mention.
Right. But even the seats that you hold, the Dominicana seat, is under siege, as some are describing it. You're indicating to us that at least you've not been served. The committee may go ahead and pass whatever sanction it is that they intend to do. Are you not worried that you may lose the Dominicana seat, particularly as the Speaker of Parliament, who even belongs to another political party, could simply go ahead and say you've breached the 15-day rule and then go ahead to declare your seat as vacant?
I am not worried, because I am very, very prayerful, and I don't believe only in the physical. I also believe in the spiritual. And I know my Lord knows exactly why I am not there, and he's going to fight my battle. So as we say, and have always said, the battle is still the Lord's, and the Lord is going to fight my battle. I'm not worried at all. Even in my third term election, nobody thought I would win, because you know exactly the situation that I was in. Nobody thought I could win. Even my primaries, people thought I couldn't win. But God made me win. So God is the final say. He has the final say.
I guess you're learning from the president. He says the battle is the Lord's, but then in Parliament,